Hello, I'm Brennan Way. You're listening to the first episode in this second series of The Booth. The premise of the show is simple. 2 guests and myself are recording this in a small, cramped, unair-conditioned room. The longer they're here, the more they'll suffer, so fortunately I'm willing to give them the chance to leave, but only after they complete a series of questions and quiz-type games. Whoever I judge the winner at the end of the show gets their freedom. Whoever is left has to stay on for another week in another edition. Let's meet the victims. First up, he's currently studying journalism and creative writing. One involves writing up outrageous stories which often bear very little resemblance to reality and have no basis in facts. The other is creative writing.
Oh!
It's Mark Wilkinson!
Hello.
This next man is such a fan of TV's most famous Time Lord that he often introduces himself as the Doctor, a practice he's had to stop for hospitals because he ends up having to treat his own injuries. It's Davis Withnall!
Hello, everyone!
Gentlemen, later I'll be asking you for your weirdest ever thoughts, so rack your brains and make sure you've something to out-odd your rival. Now, this particular episode is about college and sixth form. Did any of you happen to receive any schooling between the ages of 11 and 18?
I've been told I have, but I've drank away most of my memories of it.
It was a long time ago for me, but yeah, I dimly remember attending somewhere.
You drank your memories away when you were 11?
Okay, no. I have done so since leaving.
And just, you've forgotten all memories because of that?
Yeah, I've dredged them up for the purpose of this show, though, so don't panic.
Excellent. So we'll start with our first round. It's the good, the bad, and the funny. In this anecdote off, each of you will relate your best, worst, and funniest times at an event or rite of passage. Each time we'll hear a set of stories. I'll judge one as more interesting, thus winning its teller a point. This week your tale should involve secondary school or sixth form. Who wants to start with a good story?
Okay, I'll go first. I'm not sure if this is a good story, but I'll try. This would be my time as a sporting hero at school, which was a very short-lived time. I was not one of the kids picked first for football. I could either run or control the ball, but not do both at the same time. So I tended to get picked, not last, but towards the back of the queue when it came to...
It was a queue? I've never seen it done in a queue.
Well, all right, then it'd be lines, then an orderly line, and then
okay.
you kind of like get picked. So I wouldn't be at the very back, but I'd be pretty close to the end. And I didn't score goals, you know. I was stuck somewhere I couldn't do too much damage in the middle of the park. But this one particular occasion, the weather was dreadful. Playing football on the basketball court inside because the weather was too bad, apparently, to be playing football outside.
Health and safety gone mad!
Health and safety, absolutely. But anyway, we're playing in this basketball court. The team that have been assembled against us are basically the team of the local toughs, the kind of the school toughs. And they're basically relying on the fact that they've said at the start of the match that if anyone scores a goal against them, they're going to kick the shit out of them after the lesson. It's over. So me being me, attempting a wild defensive clearance quite early on in the game, hoof the ball into the air, bounces off the hoop of the basketball, bounces down and into the goal, 1-0 to us. I'm mortified. A bit later, they score a couple, thinking all is well. I make another wild clearance, bounce it off the side of the court, again past the keeper and into the goal.
You are doomed.
I am lifted aloft by my teammates and very sensibly, a guy who I will remain forever grateful to, lifted me onto his shoulders in celebration and hoiked me straight out past the changing rooms and into a place where I could escape to safety.
Oh, so you're still in your uniform?
I'm still basically... I
carry past the changing room out. You have to
yeah.
walk around the rest of the day in your sports. Okay.
A friend wandered out with my bag a bit later, so I could go and find
Where did you
somewhere
grow
to
up?
change. This was Brighton. It's not like a hugely rough, but the school had a bit of a discipline problem.
This sounds
at
a
the
lot
time
friendlier
that
than when
was
I was at school.
There was a teacher stabbed for asking a kid to stop smoking at one point at my school. It was it had a little bit of a problem for a while, but yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of a problem doesn't really constitute knife crime.
Yeah. He was thinking about his health. He's going to stab a doctor, say you're dying of lung cancer. I refuse to accept that.
Let's not talk about lung cancer because we'll go straight back to Breaking Bad and that'll be it. So,
I like the idea of combining football and basketball. Do you get extra points?
However, accidentally.
With your foot.
This is it. I'd like to claim that it was aimed for and played for and got, but it was not under.
If those events had gone differently, it would have been you being bounced from the basketball hoop into the goal.
That'd be impressive. Drop kicking him. That would be extra points. That would win the game. Drop kick a small child into a basketball hoop.
But anyway, that was my moment of sporting heroism, never to be repeated.
If you decided never again, I can't risk my life.
To be fair, I played again plenty of times, but I never scored another goal. I didn't score a goal before that day. I didn't score a goal after that day. It was purely for that one day I was on fire. Not literally.
Yeah.
Although you would have been
Yes.
had your good friend not let you escape.
Exactly.
Yes. Davis.
Also sports, actually, which is shocking because I haven't played sports for fucking years.
Aren't you part of the Badminton Society?
What, and you think I play? I'll just go and get drunk with them. That's
Okay, fair enough.
Which, listeners, that's the point of a sports society at uni. Anyway, when I was at school, I think I'm talking about sort of year 9, so I would have been 12. Basically, school PE was a very one-sided affair. You had one team of just, the guys who were going to do sport at GCSE because they were too fucking dumb to do anything else. And then you had the team of everybody else, the people who weren't even picked. They just got lumped together at the other end of the rugby pitch, let's call it, and just got told, yeah, win. It wasn't going to happen. As both of you, my co-hosts, can imagine, this body is not made for rugby. Okay, I was able to build up a momentum, but usually just ended up going straight into either the floor or a white post. Both of which really hurt. My one abiding memory is of actually scoring a kicking try. It's not a funny story, it's not a bad story, it is simply a good story of one boy's struggle against the odds.
It sounds like the beginning of a trailer.
I know. Sounds like
one boy against the odds.
Based on a true story, says the guy who sounds like he's been smoking since the day he was born.
That would make the story even more remarkable.
It would, but yeah, that's kind
20 a day, managed to score the winning try.
The best part of this thing for me when I did this was seeing just the look of horror and disappointment on the other team's faces, thinking, hang on a minute, the fat kid who likes Doctor Who has just scored.
Let's hope for us all. Let's hope for us all. If the fat kid who likes Doctor Who can score...
No, there's not, because I was rugby tackled so hard that I couldn't walk for another hour.
Oh! Right. How did you get around then? Did you just sit? Did you just...
Well, when someone says that, I couldn't walk for an hour, they could, but it just hurt a lot.
Right, okay.
I sat down where possible.
Yes.
I just wasn't fortunate that PE was the last lesson of the day and I had to walk home.
Oh. You've got something to show for it. You can stagger through the door. Let me tell you about my day.
Let me tell you the troubles and tribulations of how I came to be here this evening.
I've been in the wars, don't you know?
More Mecca's a brew. I've got a story for you.
Now in Badminton Society meetings, you can get all nostalgic and tell, hey lads, let me tell you of the day.
Badminton knackered me up as well.
How?
Sorry.
How do you get knackered in badminton? Tennis wrist? What do you mean?
Like, jumped up, like the shuttlecock was coming at me, jumped up, did the most amazing return I have ever done, and I came back down and I sprained my ankle because I landed on it wrong.
Oh!
So close to perfection.
Not fun.
You should have stuck to rugby. Sounds like that's your strength for that one day.
Yes, for the one day somewhere in 2006.
Well, I both like these sporting tales of triumph, but I think as Mark got away with his, he should get the first point.
Yay!
Bollocks!
Okay, now bad. Bad time at school or sixth form. Who wants to go first?
Okay, I'll go again. My bad time would actually be related to not going to sixth form, in as much as I signed up to go to sixth form, got there. On the first day, they said the photography course that I wanted to do was oversubscribed, and could someone leave? And basically everyone sat there for 10 minutes, on not moving, not wanting to leave, until I basically got up and left.
Oh.
But then I didn't like the other courses I was doing there, and I decided after about half a term, this is just horrible. I'm not having any fun here at all. So I took myself off and I stopped going. But my mother, who was already looking for ways to kick me out of the house, would have kicked me out of the house if she'd known that I was kind of spending the days just floating around, not doing anything. So every day...
What do you think we're doing at uni?
And a half,
What do you think we're doing now?
We're all supposed to be writing an FYP.
But every day for a term and a half, I would get up, shower, get dressed, pack a bag, leave the house, say goodbye to my mum, walk round the block. There was some woods behind the house. Wait till I saw her get in her car and go to work, then go back into the house. And I got away with that for 3.5, 4 months before she one day came home unexpectedly and was like...
I was about to say, this would be a horrible way for her to find out.
Well,
Mum, I didn't go to sixth form.
Mrs. Wilkinson, if you're listening to this, we're sorry. But he did it.
I can promise you she's not listening to this. But anyway, yes, that is my story. My tale is of not going to sixth form.
Oh, that's a shame.
And the mother of all arguments when it was discovered that I was not going to sixth form.
Did that end with you being kicked out?
It was pretty much the final straw. I think I lasted another month or so, but yeah, after that I was gone.
Oh, into the woods? Set up camp.
From which you have only just returned.
Yeah, weirdly, it was a bit of sofa surfing for a little while, a bit of kind of not quite squatting, but living in a caravan in a field in the middle of the Sussex countryside, and then a bedsit. But yeah, kind of like it. I was semi-vagrant for about a year after.
Wow.
After that.
What could you picked yourself up and brought yourself here?
Yeah, I'm still looking semi-vagrant, but it's kind of yeah.
So you were effectively like a background character in a Jane Austen.
Exactly.
Just a vagrant.
Oh, the gypsies are back again.
People occasionally pressed a penny into my hands and urged me not to spend it on drink. Yeah.
Buy yourself a suit and some food. Yeah. I just imagine you like sat on some bench in Brighton just with a paper bag with a bottle in it.
That's how most
The
people
good
end on a
days.
Friday night.
Yeah, good days. I was going to say I still do that now.
What happens on tour?
Yeah. Davis, can you better being chucked out?
Sadly, no. Like we won't go into the awfully bad stuff that happened to me during school in sixth form. But one thing that I remember, which is quite odd, did either of you two ever get basically persecuted for being clever?
No.
I got persecuted for being gobby, but that's different.
Because at our school, particularly amongst the peers, it was like, "Oh, you're doing well. What are you doing that for?" And I remember I took graphic design at GCSE for some reason. I think it was like the best option on there. And we had to do this massive portfolio over the course of the 2 years.
Is graphic design different from art then?
It's more technical. You're actually
more technical drawing, more set squares and protractors and things.
That sounds less fun than drawing a shoe.
So anyway,
in the style of Picasso.
Your man's reading out. Your man. What am I, Irish or something? No, the teacher has been reading out. The grades that everyone's got.
Oh, why would you do that?
Well, no, he didn't. He wasn't doing it name to name. He was just reading out like the sort of, loads of people got a D.
Oh.
A few people got a C. And one person got an A, and I've just gone, oh, it was me, wasn't it? And so I've gone and had a quiet word with him afterwards. He's gone, well, Dave, of course it was. And it was only my luck that some people overheard this, and I could just hear him sniggering.
Smarty pants, you're going to get a good paid job.
Guys, you got an F in drawing.
With stencils and everything.
We get given the tools to do this thing. How? How have you failed this?
Yeah.
Did they not have opposable thumbs? Was that problem? They couldn't grasp the tools and pencils.
Were you at dog school?
Well, now that you mention it, some of them were doing it with their feet.
Talented.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I retreated into my group of because I was in the smart group. But for some reason they put me in the remedial class for graphic design. I don't know why. Which it's just an abiding memory of just the other side of life.
Being mocked for studying.
What could have been if I had only failed. I would have ended up staying at home with a child.
Or you'd be in a caravan in a field.
Or a caravan in a field, yes.
Which would you prefer?
Caravan in the field.
What did you do in the caravan? Did you make any attempts to get a job, or was it just TV?
No, I was working. I was working. I would. Do you really want to know about this? This is kind of like I would get.
Did you cook meth?
No, I did not. I wish I did. Now I've
We're not discussing Breaking Bad.
Oh, okay. Right.
Listeners, we will get on to Breaking Bad. I'm sure we will.
I haven't seen any of it.
Yeah. Literally, get up 5 o'clock in the morning. The only running water was a cold standpipe outside, so that was the morning wash, which was always pleasant. 3-mile walk to Buxted Station, Buxted to Uckfield, bus from Uckfield to Brighton, and then work, and then home again. And so that was like 2 hours, pretty much, 2.5 hours of travelling in each direction.
Woo! The joy of being a commuter.
Yeah. And
for such low prices.
Yes, exactly. To be honest, at the time I didn't mind it. It was over summer. It got to winter. Washing with a cold tap in winter isn't much fun. You don't want to do that. So I got myself a bed. I thought, as much as I can't afford, I found a friend to share a studio flat with, and basically I got the bed, he got to sleep on the floor. I think I did.
To be fair, you'd had a caravan for the past.
Exactly. Yeah.
You kind of had right of way there.
Yeah.
I had my own bathroom. It was bliss.
Warm water. Exactly. Oh, I've missed you.
Did you dissolve a guy in acid in the bathtub?
No, but again, that's something that I've watched Breaking Bad. I feel I can get round to. Yeah.
That's quite a sinister note to end.
Yeah, sorry.
Davis, I was going to say, yeah, up the smart people, but now I know he was washing in the cold winter.
How dare you elaborate on your story after it had finished? You...
Yeah, so Mark gets the point.
Hey!
Damn it! God, it's like playing QI, this. I'm going to end up with minus, aren't I?
No, you can't get minus. You just get stuck for a long run like Alan Davies is perpetually on QI.
Oh, what? So if he... Because I have seen him win very occasionally.
Yes, he wins quite frequently now.
I thought it was the deal, like, if he ever won, then he'd get to leave and just go and do something else.
No. Okay, so end of this round, we got funniest stories from sixth form or secondary school. Anyone got a funny story they want to start with?
I'll go first this time. It was funny to others. To me, it was just proving my own sort of lack of common sense and a little bit of stupidity. It was,
Here we go.
I think it was like the start of second year of sixth. In fact, it would have been. It was when I turned 18, so it would have been the start of my last term. And I started doing driving lessons. I had a taster session with the guy from my house. Like, he picked me up from my house, and we went around. Took me to some country lanes. Anyway, I thought he was going to murder me at one point because I was quite apprehensive of doing driving lessons for some reason. I just thought I was going to be killed. But anyway, no, he didn't.
That's not a way to get.
Were you smoking a lot of weed at the time or something? Was the paranoia running quite rampant?
How do you imagine he got his money just killing students from their taster session?
It's not a great business plan, is it? Anyway,
I'm out. I don't like this pitch. I'm out.
Anyway, I did the lesson. It was fine. I was just like, right, should we do this on Wednesday? Wednesday's a good day. I finished sixth form at 12. He was like, yeah, all right. So walked out at 6 at 12 with one of my mates who was going to the shop nearby. Mm-hmm. And I've seen this car. It was exactly the same car, Ford Focus, that sort of paley, moony blue. Mm-hmm. It's got a bit of green in it. And I've just gone, right, I'll see you later. I've gone to this car. I've climbed into the passenger seat. And I've looked next to me. I've gone, you're not my driving instructor, are you? And the guy's just gone, no. I'll just get out of the car then. Sorry to have inconvenienced you. Quite what this guy was doing, just sat outside a school sixth form in the middle of the day, I don't know. But anyway, I've climbed out of the car, and as I go out of the car, my driving instructor has come round the corner. And obviously he's just seen me climbing out of the thing. He's just gone, Davis, what are you doing? I was like, I thought it was you. Because it was an old guy, and he looked exactly the same.
That's amazing.
My mates have never let me forget that. Because I was with my mate Max at the time. He saw it. He just spread it around. So
your driving instructor must think you only like that car. You can only be comfortable.
Yeah. Yes. My favourite car is not the Mercedes SLS. It's the 2005 Ford Focus.
Is your instructor's car not marked in any way?
L plates or...
Well, it was only when he pulled up that I thought, oh yeah, he's got L plates on the side, hasn't he? But yeah, it was 6 I was just eager to get out of the place. I wasn't really paying attention.
Excellent. Okay.
I like that one.
So that's what I got.
Fair enough.
Excellent.
Have you learnt to drive since, or were you just so
I have
ashamed?
got a pink driving licence now.
Ah, excellent.
I also...
Do you have a 2005 Ford Focus?
I haven't. I've got a Nissan Almera. It's not... Hey mate, I've been for a run for it. It's a good car. Not technically mine. I sat on my granddad's drive until I can, afford to run the damn thing.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Which will be in about 10 years' time, I imagine.
Yeah.
You imagine making money that quickly?
With your business plan of starting a driving school and murdering students on their taster session, I can't see it working.
Yeah, it's going to be a side project to me working at the golf club, yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Right, Mark?
Mine is a very short, funny story, so I apologise. But it occurs at the end of my GCSEs when I and some friends came out of our GCSE biology exam. And I discovered that one of my friends had described the menstrual cycle on his biology paper as the 28-day bike ride.
What?
Which, at the time, I found the funniest thing anyone had ever said. I was drinking a can of Coca-Cola at the time, and I'm afraid it came out my nose and all over the person stood in front of me. But nevertheless, I just... Yeah, the fact that it's someone... He wasn't a stupid guy either. It wasn't a stupid kid. He was someone who I thought was quite switched on.
It wasn't a joke answer.
It wasn't a joke
answer.
Oh my
God!
He'd actually...
I thought it was a pun on cycle.
No, he did. Well, obviously, that's kind of what had happened, but he genuinely had put it down as the 28-day bike ride on his biology paper. And that
Fantastic.
I found funny. Yeah, absolutely. But that's it.
Are there any bike rides that last 28 days?
Surely stuff like the Tour de France is spread over a number of days.
Not 28.
No.
Month of cycling.
A month of cycling.
Your ankles were swelled to the size of balloons.
Mr. Armstrong hasn't got enough medicine to last him 28 days.
There probably is, though. There'll be some hardcore endurance thing done by nutters, and
Yeah.
that's yeah.
He could have it in like a scuba tank that he just on his back that he just sucks as he drives along.
Excellent.
Look,
Yeah,
lads,
there you
you
go.
came out as a cheat. You're going to get ripped apart at some point, aren't you, son? Eh?
Yeah, on a podcast that only 20 people listen to.
Yeah.
Boom! Yeah!
I imagine him
take
just
that.
cycling around the world so quick that he just leaves a trail of fire behind him, going over the seas and everything. We've got off topic here, haven't we?
A little bit. A little bit. We're desperately trying to fill time because my overly short.
No,
Short
I like
story.
that. No, exam blunders are always funny, but I think, Davis, anyone could have done it. Besides the L plates, there was nothing to distinguish that car. Although, you seem to think all old men look the same. But yeah, I can totally imagine myself doing that, so I'm going to give you the point.
Yes, I've got a point.
Right, let's go around the back of the bike shed now. and
Wait,
share a-
what's up? What? No.
Relax, we're only sharing a few weird thoughts. Give each of your weirdest ponderings in turn, and we'll see if we can see some sense in them. Whoever sounds the least rational wins the round. Who's got a weird thought?
Well, I have lots of them, but I'm not sure I can really share them on the internet.
Okay, anyone got a clean one?
Who first bit into a cow and went, delicious?
Well, who... Oh, all right, then, following on from that, who first thought that grating some pig on top of that and then putting it between two pieces of bread?
Well, let's start with Mark. You are aware when you bite a cow, it doesn't taste of beef. You do have to prepare and skin and...
Well, yeah, but so you know, people started somewhere. Did they know instinctively that you needed to be putting it into steak-sized portions?
Yeah, well,
Did
They probably
that come
experimented
later?
with different shapes.
I was
They
gonna
took your head
say,
and go,
did they look
isn't
at this
that great?"
They probably
horned
just wandered
and-
up to the nearest cow and went, lick. That
They
was
look at
it.
this
Like,
horned
that didn't
animal
work. What else
and
could we try?
think, do you know what? That'd be great if we carved it up into some thick chunks and held it over a fire for a bit.
They probably tried all sorts of things. They probably tried trees, grass.
Well, just hold it over a tree. Just some unlit
They
branches.
needed the right combination of shape and sauce to cook it.
It's kind of like there's this thing walking around, and actually, I think what I need to do here is to bite it. Yeah, it's kind of. Where did that come from? Where did that originate?
They were scared of it. They killed it.
They scared of it. They killed it. You're assuming that they always waited till it was dead before they started trying to.
Oh
eat
yeah,
it.
sure. They tried trees. They tried grass. They tried it before it wasn't even dead.
I like to think of a pack of men running up to a cow and all leaping on it and trying to bite chunks out of it. And
Or they
then
just simply tip it like they do in South America.
Exactly. Yeah. There we go. That was it. That was my weird thought.
Well, I've just had a thought. It's not really a weird one. In fact, listeners, you might find it strangely rational. Who was it that decided that Justin Bieber should be a thing?
I think it was his record producer. He was on YouTube. Like his mum put up YouTube and someone spotted him. I don't know how
And
good
instead
he
of
was.
thinking,
And it wasn't
"Let's
an
chloroform this
assassin."
bastard. Yeah. Sorry, this kid. I forgot. We're being
I have no idea whether he's a bastard. I've not looked into his
sorry.
obituary.
No. I apologise.
I wrote a flash fiction once that involved, it was a metafiction, and it involved, I was writing a story where a spaceship was crashing, but then I got a phone call saying, "Oi, your spaceship's crashing, sort it out." So I was like, right, no problem. So I rewrote the story so that it landed on Justin Bieber's parents' house at the time of his conception.
Amazing.
Saving the world.
Saving the world.
Yeah.
It's not always about stopping the time continuum exploding. It's sometimes just stopping terrible singers.
Just history can be saved.
Yeah,
We must go back.
I don't know who is trolling the internet for singing kids and thought, I need a hit. You know, I haven't made any hit artists in a while. Where can I find people? Where are people putting their stuff up?
But no problem, because I've just signed up for Michael Jackson's tour at the O2. Oh, shit. Right, back out on the internet.
Needs something new.
That is a worry, isn't it? When your talent spotting is basically typing blonde child into YouTube. I'm not sure that's the kind
I
of
wouldn't
talent
type blonde
spotting
child
we
into
want
the
to
internet, mate,
encourage.
because
No.
you'll get a knock at the door.
Yeah. Well, someone did. Someone did, and then promoted the boy's videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now he's singing all over the world.
Oh,
People
I've
are
just
throwing
thought,
themselves
what
at
a
it.
world it would have been if Justin Bieber lived in the UK and wanted to be a star, and so he wrote into Jim Will Fix It. How? Just
I don't think that exists.
imagine the headlines. Just imagine it.
I really don't, for fear of being sued.
Oh yeah, I forgot. This is actually being broadcast, isn't it?
We're not just talking.
This is going to the outside
We
world.
congregate in a small room with a mic.
Yeah.
Please don't sue us. Davis doesn't know what he's talking about. All complaints should go to Mr. Brendan Way.
That's right.
And if you'll give me a second, I'll just read out his phone number for you.
I'll just edit it out.
Yes.
Bugger! You've seen through my plan.
And edit in yours.
Yes.
And you'll go hello and you'll be trapped. Like the Great Escape, good luck trick.
What, am I going to be jumping through Winchester on a motorbike? Whee! Imagine if Stephen McQueen had gone wee when he went...
That's kind of like that is very much like the
How did he resist? He's on a
motorbike. There was a conversation I had with a friend recently about sounds you shouldn't make when you come. There are quite a lot, it turns out.
Yeah, I reckon that's up there with peekaboo.
Yeah.
I have no idea whether that will make the show.
Screaming apparently is something you probably shouldn't do, especially if you're the male of the piece.
The piece, not a play. You chose scripts. Oh, that's not a line, I'm sorry. The scream should go to you, dear.
Physical theatre, it happens. You're just not
That would be
directing
the
the right
ultimate
movies.
physical theatre.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretending to be walls and, lifts, but no, it's porn you're directing. This
Basically, yeah, hence the mustache.
Imagine if somebody screamed Angela Carter. That'd be...
Literary reference.
Yeah.
A lot of people won't get that.
Yeah.
Outside of our peers.
Go and do your research, people.
Yeah.
And
We're
then...
coming up with classy sex jokes.
Exactly. Yeah.
The Angela Carter could be a move.
It's a move now. Is it sex or chess?
The Angela Carter sex movement. There's something that you don't want to experience. I'll be interested to see if this lot makes it in, to be honest.
Yeah. Geronimo was another word. that
Geronimo,
you shouldn't
yes!
use. Yeah.
Yes, with the Geronimo. Allons-y?
Yeah, just anything from Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Run!
Run! Exterminate!
Yeah.
I think you mean exterminate.
Yeah.
This is very much lad banter. I
this
think it'll be
is,
very
we've-
different when we go.
Banter, yeah.
Jesus.
Good impression. Is that the Badminton Society?
Yeah.
Really, really no.
Yeah. Have I won yet? Because I don't want to be in a room with this man anymore.
You're his quality control.
Oh.
I said at the start you had a harrowing show ahead of you. Am I sticking to my promise? Yeah, I am.
Right. So, how did you decide cows were tasty?
And then Lord knows what. We started with Justin Bieber and ended up with...
Yeah. Who discovered Justin Bieber? Well, Justin Bieber, that's actually thoroughly, covered.
I know.
Found him via YouTube.
Like I said, not an irrational thought, just...
It could only have been worse. He was discovered via chat roulette.
Or 4chan.
This is very much a podcast for the internet, about the internet.
Yeah,
Or like,
yeah.
he might have been like a lute player on World of Warcraft. It was discovered by some 50-year-old guy in Sweden. Oh, you have good voice, yes. And because everyone in Sweden talks like Yoda, apparently.
I thought you were Dutch.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's party time. No.
You just gave up. You gave up on your tangent.
I can't carry on really with this. Can we let's just change the subject?
We've insulted the Swedish, the Dutch, and Justin Bieber.
Yeah, well, okay. Apologies to the Swedish and the Dutch. I didn't mean to. Justin Bieber, you've made your bed.
I imagine he has people to do that for him.
Yeah.
I don't imagine he knows how.
Yeah.
Come on, Justin, time for bed. Get in your cot.
No, you were doing it again.
I know. I don't like him very much. I don't know if that's escaped your attention.
Really, no, only passing reference, really. Okay, I'm not going to find in favour of Bieber just because of all the stuff you've said, Davis, so Mark gets the point.
Yay! Surely this means I'm free.
If I'd have known this thing was...
one more round.
I didn't realise this thing was an actual competition. I thought it was just banter. Like, if I'd have known, I'd have actually, prepared some proper good stuff.
No, it's interesting. It's just Potentially libel. Wait, is that a fast burst of flames? That can only mean one thing.
Ow!
It's the Quickfire Round!
Oh no!
Shit.
Oh no! You're scared not of the fire, but the Quickfire Round.
Spit out the flames licking up the side of the door.
It's Brennan's puns you gotta worry about. Right, in this final game, I'll ask you a series of questions whose answers relate to our theme. You not only have to get them right, but get in first. To help you to that end, you both have verbal buzzers. As this edition is all about the year's chock-full exams, Mark, you shout A star, and Davis, you shout A fool. Okay, question 1. Which sixth form exam involves a tool used to check surfaces are balanced?
A fool! Surely like resistant materials or woodwork.
Nope.
What?
It's a pun.
Sorry, I'm going to have to read the question again. I'm
Which
so
sixth
sorry.
form exam involves a tool used to check surfaces are balanced? It's not a subject, it's a general type of exam.
A star, A level.
Yes!
Oh!
That's what
no,
you're dealing with.
No! Oh.
If you thought that was hard, wait till you hear this one. Number 2, which practical school subject is also a 2-word phrase that confirms an idea or project metaphorically has legs?
A fool!
Yes?
Woodwork!
Yes!
Yes!
Number 3, which school subject would you want to have with your boyfriend or girlfriend in order to ensure you got on?
A fool!
Yes?
Sex education.
No. Before that, you need to know you'll get on. You have something between you.
We're going to need a clue here.
We're
Dave.
stumped.
It's a type of science.
A fool! Chemistry!
Yes, you want to have chemistry! Number 4, which morning rest period between classes is also what you would do if you blew up the TARDIS?
A fool!
Yes?
Break time.
Yes!
Oh!
This
Oh!
is filthy.
Number 5, what type of class list is a way to describe the tones of a voice?
Could you repeat the question?
What type of class list is a way to describe the tones of a voice?
A fool!
Yes.
Register.
Yes!
Oh,
Okay,
Oh,
at the end of all that, we have a winner,
thrashed.
but first a chance to plug. Panellists, is there anything you want the internet to know about?
I do have a blog on a site called Tumblr. The address is... Oh, fucking hell, I changed it recently. I can't remember it. Oh, I know it is. irontimelord.tumblr.com. If you want to look at GIFs of Doctor Who with intermittent stories concerning sci-fi and time travel and all that. So basically, Doctor Who fan fiction, then go and check it out. But you don't have to, because it'll just make you miserable. So yes, that's irontimelord.tumblr.com.
That's sort of like reverse psychology. I've got this, but you don't have to check it out.
nobody launch.
No
Nobody look at it.
How
Nobody
not
look
to
at
get
it.
yourself published 101.
Mark?
I write flash fiction for The Flashnificence, which can be found at www.flashnificence.tumblr.com. I also write flash fiction. The very best of my Flashnificent stuff and some other stories go up at www.hierarchyofone.com.
Okay. The final scores, Mark, you had 4 points, but this week's winner, he pulled in Davis with 5!
I've won the whole thing!
Yes! Congratulations, Davis.
Yes!
You get to leave the booth. As for you, Mark, you'll be subjected to my geology lecture on what makes up a landslide. Rock and roll. Until next time, I'd like to thank Mark Wilkinson,
No.
Davis Withnall,
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening.
No.
the MMC, and you
And
for listening.
And thank you, Mark, for being such a good loser.
No.
I've been Brennan Away. This has been The Booth. Goodbye!
Send help.